Dr. Matthew Weiner from the Pound to Cure Weight Loss Center in Tucson, Arizona. Today I'm going to talk to you about heartburn or GERD after sleeve gastrectomy. So first let's define what heartburn is. Heartburn is a symptom where the acid from the stomach goes up into the esophagus and burns the esophageal lining. The symptom is called heartburn. The disease is called GERD or gastroesophageal reflux disease. And around 25% of people will develop an increase in their heartburn after surgery. Now, there's also probably about another 25% who had heartburn going into surgery and actually see an improvement. So not all sleeve patients develop heartburn, and some patients who have heartburn going into surgery will experience some improvement after. And then the remaining 50% stay the same. Now, the treatment for heartburn is fairly limited when it comes to medications. We've got acid blockers like pantoprazole and omeprazole, and then we also have some what are called H2 blockers. Those would be famotidine or Pepcid, and all of these are available over the counter. The safety of the proton pump inhibitors has been questioned. That's really a topic for another video. But I think if you can avoid being on pantoprazole or omeprazole or any other PPI or proton pump inhibitor for the remainder of your life, it's probably better. Now, the big issue with the heartburn is really related to two things. The first is symptoms, and that's really where most people come to see me, is that they have significant heartburn. And it can be mild, and mild heartburn we treat with medication. However, it can be substantial, where patients will regurgitate food. They'll have to sleep propped up on pillows. When they eat, it kind of feels like a lump stuck in their esophagus or their stomach. Sometimes the food will even come out their nose at night. My general rule on food coming out your nose is, if food's coming out your nose, it's time for some form of revisional procedure. We've passed the point of treating with medication. So depending on the severity of your symptoms, we may treat with medications, or we may opt for more aggressive surgical treatment. The other thing to be concerned about besides symptoms is Barrett's esophagus. Now, Barrett's esophagus is when that esophageal lining changes from normal esophageal cells to something that resembles actually small intestine. And your body does this as a form of protection because it's just continually, day after day, being bathed in acid, and those esophageal cells are changing. They're being injured, and your body says, hey, I got an idea. I'm gonna change to another type of cell that tends to be more acid resistant, and small intestine is more acid resistant than esophageal cells. The only problem with that approach is that change is not an innocent change. It does come with an increased risk of esophageal cancer or malignancy. And that's another indication I use with patients, where we may be moving past the medication management phase and into more a surgical phase, is if you do have Barrett's esophagus, especially if you're a younger person, because your lifetime risk of developing esophageal cancer, while still not that high, probably in the neighborhood of maybe 2 to 7% if you have Barrett's esophagus and you're younger. And so these are really the two scenarios where the symptoms are very, very severe, or we're seeing Barrett's esophagus, where we're going to opt for surgical management. Otherwise, we're going to lean more on the proton pump inhibitors or the H2 blockers. So in our next video, we'll cover what surgeries we do and what the outcomes from those surgeries are. I hope this video was helpful.